Hi everyone. For the third lecture of this week, it's actually not a lecture. I just wanted to check in and go over some of the upcoming items that we have for the rest of our semester. So it's currently week 11 when you watch this video. And in week number 12, we have our second exam. So next week, we have our second exam. Let me get to our Canvas page. That's my dog. Here it is. So if we go to week 12, where we have our second exam, you'll see that I already have, oh, excuse me, while my computer's taking forever to load. I forget that it does this while I'm recording a video. But right here is the button for the test. It is closed as of now. You can't actually get it, but you'll see that it says test. And then here I have already linked the study guide. There's the buttons. So the study guide's already up. You can feel free to take a look at that. It should go over all of the topics and the things that you should feel comfortable with coming into the test. So the test is really similar to test number 1 in that you have 60 minutes to complete it, and it'll be open from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Wednesday of week 12. It's a little bit shorter than the first test. Do remember that it is timed, so time management is really important when you're taking the test. Don't let yourself get stuck for 10 minutes on one question. That's really going to hurt you when you get towards the end. But it is a little bit shorter than the first one. Also keep in mind that it starts with the multiple choice questions, and then the short answer, matching, fill in the blank, whatever I have at the end, is generally at the end of the test. So if you're running out of time, make sure you look down towards the bottom of the test, because generally that's where there are questions that are worth more than just 1 point. So week 12, we have our test number 2. Then I'll jump really quick. In finals week, which I call week 18, we have our test number 3. So I just want to remind you that it is a non-cumulative exam. So it's going to just cover the information after test number 2 all the way till the end of the quarter. So everything that we talk about in the third part of this class, which is going to be streams, floods, groundwater, oceans and coasts, glaciers, deserts, a lot of how are our landscapes formed. So the geology that we can see when we go to any one of these areas, how is it formed? Why does it look like that? So we're going to get into the details. It's pretty fun. And as always, remember that office hours are Wednesday at 6 p.m. So on Zoom, if you want to ask some questions, please feel free. The link to office hours is right here. So if you click this, it's going to bring you to the Zoom meeting that are my office hours. So I'm there Wednesdays at 6. If that time doesn't work for you, just shoot me an email or a message here on Canvas, and we can schedule another time that does work. Or if it's a quick question, just send it right in the email, and I'll get back to you. And then the other thing I wanted to introduce today is your individual project. So it's in the syllabus. We talked about it really briefly at the beginning of the class, but I want to go into more detail now that we're at the point in the class where you can complete a geology project. I never want to assign this in the very beginning of the course because you haven't learned anything about geology yet. So now that we're about 11 weeks in, 10 weeks in, I have your individual project information. It is an announcement. It should go out to you, it should have gone out to you Monday of week 11, depending on when you're watching this video. That may or may not have already passed. So here I have, just on our main page, your important announcements, the individual project information. So the project is going to be due at the end of week 16, so the second to last week of our semester. It should be December 4th, so that Friday. So for your individual project, there are 2 options. So you're only doing one project, you're only doing one paper, but you get to choose which one you want to do. So I have the most important geology paper, or you can do the outside geology paper. So I'm going to open these links here to show you the instructions. So let's look at the most important geology paper here. So I give you a breakdown of what you should be doing. So essentially for this project, you're going to pick a topic of geology. It can be a topic, or it can be a specific rock, or a specific theory, a specific mineral, or it can be more of a process or a concept. So whichever you think is the most important aspect of geology. So what is the most important aspect in your opinion? So you can't get the topic wrong because you get to choose. So the point is you have to make an argument for why. So you have to explain to me why is that concept or that rock or that environment the absolute most important part of geology. So you get to choose. I really like reading these because they end up being really, really interesting and very cool. So I give you a breakdown of, here you should have an introduction, there should be main points, there should be a discussion section, here's how you can have a figure, you should always have a title and a figure number, and then you need to have your references. And then the last page, I have the rubric. So I highly suggest using this rubric to make sure that you have everything that I'm looking for. For example, make sure you have a title and your name and an email and a summary at the beginning. You need to have references. You should have good formatting. The word count is between 800 and 1200 words, so don't include the references. This usually ends up being about 3 pages, double-spaced, I think, so it's really not, I'm not looking for a 20-page research paper. I do want this to be interesting, so feel free to spend some time really thinking about which topic you want to choose, because choosing a topic that's of interest to you is going to make this significantly more fun, and then also makes it a lot more fun for me to read, so thank you in advance. So that is the most important geology project. So you can do this one, or the second option is the outside geology report. So this is going to be you going somewhere outside in the world, socially distanced and safe with your mask, please. But that is related to geology. So if you live somewhere where you have some really cool geology nearby, if you have a weekend camping trip planned, if you're going somewhere fun for Thanksgiving break, let's say, and you want to do your project based on something that you observe and study while you're in this cool place, I will be thrilled to read it. So many of these projects in the past have actually caused me to add to my list of places that I want to go, because there's been some really, really cool papers about places that I had never been to and sometimes have never heard of. So this one's really fun as well. So if you have something planned, if you want to have an excuse to go out safely and look at some really cool geology because we haven't actually been able to meet in class, this one would be fun to go out and look. If you know you're going to go to the beach one day and you want to look at the cliffside of the beach, choose whatever will work for you. If you don't have time to go out and do a mini field trip, then you do the most important geology paper. Both of them can be really fun. So the setup is really similar. So I give a little breakdown of what I would be expecting. The only thing is, in this one, I do expect some photos. So I do want to see pictures of this place that you've been to. So here I say, please take a selfie and have a picture of you with the geologic feature that you're talking about. And here's an up-close photo of what you're talking about. Always, again, with the figure number and the caption. And then the discussion, here you can have a drawing or a figure that you get online. Here's a hand drawing, so if you were wanted to draw a picture of where you are, this is very common for geologists. And then again, I have examples of references and then a very similar checklist as the other paper. So again, you need to make sure you have your name, your date. You do need to have a photo. And then the same thing with the summary, the introduction, discussion, presentation of what you found, and then references. And the same word count, so it should be about the same length, 800 to 1200 words. It's a range. Some people really, really like to go into it. Some people are a little more straight into the point, so that is totally fine. But please use this checklist as you are writing. It will help you, and then it will also help your grade. So it will help me give you all of the points that I can when I'm grading these. I do really have a lot of fun when I'm grading these papers. So those links are in this individual project information announcement that is on our home page. And then here we have some lecture video inception here. This is the video that you are currently watching. So if you want to come back and watch this video again, you can come click this button. And I believe that is all I have for week 11 update. If you have any questions about anything, of course, send me an email. But if you want to discuss starting your project, deciding on a topic, or deciding on where to go, if you're not sure if a topic's going to work, it probably will, is my first thought, but feel free to send me an email what you're thinking of if you can't decide between two, or if you think your topic is too broad and you want to narrow down. Please let me know. I'm really happy to help you get started in the right direction on these projects. I do want you to have fun with them, so I want to make sure you choose topics that are of interest to you. So with that, I will sign off, but please, as always, remember to shoot me an email if you have questions. Hop in the Zoom office hours on Wednesday. And I hope you have a great week.